This video is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Back at it again with the thick mom from Son of Bigfoot, but this time it's a sequel. It's called Bigfoot Family, and yeah, she's there. I gotta be real, looking a bit like Saberspark, huh? Keep your eyes open for her. She might be paying you a visit soon. So I reviewed the first Bigfoot movie back in late 2019, and a bunch of people told me recently that there was a sequel and that it was up on Netflix. Not only that, but apparently the movie, which I hadn't seen at that point, upsetted this pro-oil group in Canada. And how this guy who's the minister of said group is like, hey, this movie's propaganda. It's wrong, factually wrong. And I'm like, okay, now I have to watch this film. What happened? Which we will talk about here in a moment. This movie was made by a studio called InWave. They've been kicking around for a few years now, located in Belgium, France. I think it's in France, but the absolute origin is Belgian. Is that the right word? I don't even know. Yeah, they're out there in Europe land. Spoken like a true ignorant American. The films that this studio is responsible for, such as A Turtle's Tale, Wildlife, and of course The Queen's Corgi, which I also reviewed that too. But the entire filmography of this studio speaks of the studio's competency. They actually know what they're doing. They make some solid films that visually look very good. Now, Pics are good, but still very good. As far as the first film goes, though, I would say that it was fine. A solid film with its visuals, its story, its characters. You've got this young boy named Adam whose father's missing from the picture. Turns out years later when he's a teenager, the awkward like 13-year-old teenage phase. Adam here is like, where's my dad? Who's my dad? Mom's like, I can't really say, he died. And then Adam here discovers that his father is Bigfoot, that his father was once human and was like experimented on and somehow through science gained the powers to be Bigfoot, which is like talking to animals, running really fast, being able to heal yourself. It's quite remarkable, actually. They sound like druids, and I think that's the point. But the film was fine. As I said, it was fine. And I had no massive qualms with it. I thought the voice acting was a bit off, and unfortunately for the sequel, that would continue to be the case, if not more severe. Speaking of the sequel, it was released, I think it was released back in February of 2021, at least on Netflix. And a lot of folks got to see it on Netflix. I had dozens of emails of folks going, hey, I watched the new Bigfoot sequel. Oh, by the way, did you know that there is a Son of Bigfoot sequel? Do now. And get this, the movie did well on Netflix. It held the #1 movie spot for like over a week. So what are my overall thoughts about the movie itself though? Well, the film starts off with Adam, his father, Bigfoot, and his mother, not Bigfoot, hanging out at this house, a small house. A bunch of these side character animals from the first film are living with them. It's a bit crowded, and we're told that Bigfoot himself is like now really popular. He's in the public mainstream light, and he's going on talk shows, and by the way, getting hit on by like the host of this show, who obviously has a Bigfoot, thing going on.
Well, even though you're not climbing trees all day, you are still in incredible shape.
Bigfoot himself is getting frustrated with doing nothing. He's like, I'm doing TV shows, but what's actually being done? I need to help the environment. He then goes to Alaska on some trip to help stop this oil company from fracking the land. Straight up, that's exactly what's happening. They're fracking the land and they're claiming that they're green. Like, hey, we're for the environment. Don't worry, calm down. Look at our green logos. Don't worry about it. Bigfoot's suspicious. He gets captured by them because they're like, oh, he's sneaking around our facilities. Let's get rid of him. And then Adam and his mother, the bear, and not a possum, raccoon, go up to Alaska. Also, there's a side story about like how Adam has a crush on this girl, but he can't tell her that he likes her. And also, Adam's resenting his father, being like, Dad, you just got here, now you're leaving. Way to be a great dad. Who are you, Goku? Yeah, I went there. Adam and his mother, and the bear and the raccoon, go to Alaska. They discover that there's this weird Texas oil tycoon who is the villain, and he's pretending to be a hippie, and he's like, I'm gonna frack the land as I did with my father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather. And he just radiates like, you know that Texas guy from The Simpsons where he's like, Yahoo, I'm gonna frack the land. It's that guy. Oh, yeah. So Adam and his mother and the bear and the raccoon find Bigfoot, they rescue him, and they ultimately like make a YouTube video and call the news, and they're like, this oil company is dropping a bomb into the earth to blow up the land for oil. That's no joke. There's a literal bomb, I think it's called like the Big Mama, that's like, what is this, some kind of atomic warhead? What are you doing? They stop it though, and then the oil company shut down, and the evil oil people are out of business, and that really ticked off this Canadian group who were like, factually wrong, you're wrong, stop it, shut up, you're brainwashing children about oil. And I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna sit back and watch the fireworks. This is hilarious. You're getting upset at a Bigfoot sequel? Okay. By the way, I was looking for that irony, where I know that when the Larks came out, they're like, don't chop down trees, save the environment. Also, check out the new Lorax Danny DeVito SUV, or all the merchandise and all the plastics that are being used with the Lorax's face on it. Good stuff. You couldn't write that level of irony. But in Wave with Bigfoot, with the Bigfoot sequel, I was looking to see if they were doing the same. They're not, so at least there's that. Hey, maybe they couldn't pick up business partners and that's why, but who can say? But I do wonder if their convictions behind this story and this cause of helping the environment and not testing on animals and stopping oil, if that's a genuine philosophy for their story. Like, they want to educate people, they want to pursue green energy, and that's what they're getting at with their story. So yeah, a politically charged film, and some families and other folks might not like that. I just take it for what it's worth, where it's like, it's a story, let's watch it. Which, for what it's worth, I thought it was okay. Visuals looked fine, really good as a matter of fact. The story, I'm like, okay, it's okay, I'll watch it. The thing that got me though was the voice acting. Once more, the voice acting for Adam and his father. I don't know why, they sound so soulless and not professional. I'm not trying to have a go at the voice actors, but like just the deliveries felt flat. That's what I'm trying to say, it felt flat. And it flat with the father, with Bigfoot, and then Adam just sounded kind of naggy, and there wasn't a good flow to his audio. It was noticeable to me. So that's my biggest problem with the movie. Again, I think it's cool that InWave is really competing with their animation. They know what they're doing visually. I think the stories could be tightened up to be a bit more interesting, but for what it's worth, it's cool to see an animation studio from France, from Belgium, and see it throw down and compete and also get picked up on Netflix. That's cool. We're seeing the evolution of animation on streaming and how there's more than just a few studios now. There's a lot more going on, a lot more variety, a lot more chances for folks to have their voices heard. So that being said though, Netflix never streamed Hayabka on American Netflix, and that's disappointing. So it's not perfect. Come on, Netflix, stream more than just the American stuff. Like, Hayabka was perfect for American Netflix. Why didn't you pick it up for American Netflix? I even gave you a free shout out, but whatever. Okay, now I'm just complaining. So overall, Son of Bigfoot, it's on Netflix. It's it's fine, it's okay. I wouldn't say it's God tier. I wouldn't say it was terrible. Just middle of the road, solid film. If you've seen it, let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, stick around for my sponsor. Here it is. Yeah, caught you off guard with that one, huh? So a big shout out to this video's sponsor, ExpressVPN. Guys, let's face it. The internet is a dangerous place. There are always people who are trying to steal and hack your data. But don't worry, because ExpressVPN has your back. It's an awesome program that gives you private and more secure access to the internet. With one single press of a button, your data is protected and encrypted. Easy as that. It's truly a fantastic way to protect yourself, especially from DDoS attacks while you're gaming. That stuff is always a headache. But ExpressVPN will protect you from that stuff. And not only does ExpressVPN keep your data safe, but it also gives you access to server locations in over 90 countries and has full access to a wide variety of shows and movies that are region locked. As of late for me, I've been watching The Office on UK Netflix. I was like, oh yeah, they took The Office down off of Netflix in the US, but oh wait, it's on UK Netflix, off in British land. Plus, ExpressVPN is the #1 VPN service rated by Wire, TechRadar, CNET, and The Verge. It's super intuitive to use, and it works on multiple devices: Windows, Android, iOS, Mac, and many others. For less than $7 a month, you can get the service. Trust me, that is totally worth the cost of having this amount of protection and freedom. So go to expressvpn.com/Saberspark to take back your internet privacy today and find out how you can get 3 months for free.